Welcome back to BBPN. I'm still your host, Cadet Tank, and we have more BBPN for you. Some divisions are moved faster than others, so some people are out and, everybody else is still in. You'll see. The Tzeentch division's fucking flying. Anyway, happy Great Horn Rat Day. What's that? You thought Great Horn Rat Day was 6 months ago? Well, joke's on you, it's twice a year, because I have been pissing off the great chaos god, the Great Horn Rat. The last 4 episodes, and today's Great Horn Rat Day, or maybe I just wanted to foreshadow something. Hey, you'll figure it out. You'll see when you get through the episode, if you watch the whole thing. Anyway, 2 things. You notice I've updated the vault picture. We had another patron donate. Thank you very much to that patron. Unless you want me to say something, you will stay anonymous. Anyway, with that said, we also, unfortunately, don't have anybody for the Khorne division. I guess Khorne decided to invade the Tzeentch realm and never found his way back out. I don't know, so no Khorne video this week. You guys aren't flying like Tzeentch, so it's fine. I'm sure you'll get caught up next week. If not, we'll get somebody to fill in. You guys will be covered. Anyway, enough bullshitting. Let's go ahead and jump to Panda in the Nurgle division.
Flesh, bone, and bile. How delicious.
Good morning, ghouls and goblins. Or should I say afternoon. We are running on our last legs here. We've had a bit of technical difficulties, so we're just going to do a quick little hit here and see how long we can last before the temperatures of our broadcasting equipment cause the rig to explode. So, that being said, we are on match day. Nope, that is not the right division. Nobody look at that. That's a trap. So, Nurgle division is on at match day 3. RK hits the win. Scanbammer hits a win. We got a tie with the Lando versus the admin Amazon Norse mess. And we got a 2-3 for Sancho and SLRZM. Match day 2, the Dwarfs 2-0'd the Bretts. Sancho lost to Lando. Scambammer lost to our wonderful 2 kills. And RK wins again, coming up on match day 3. I'm going to tilt it to the Dwarfs slightly, as Dwarfs versus Amazons is a slightly skewed matchup in favor of the Dwarfs with all the built-in tackle. Sancho versus Warecaster's team. Sancho's been playing well and coming off a loss. He's going to want to prove himself. I'm going to give the advantage here to Sancho's team. RK versus Feudal. Well, I believe RK is going to win this one due to some outstanding circumstances that we may or may not talk about later. And Scambammer versus Lando. The Stab Squad can do some pretty serious work here. So, that being said, match day 4. Warecaster versus Dwarfs. This can go really bad or really good. I'm going to call this one a tie. We have the Amazons versus the Orcs. Depending on how beat up the Amazons get, I'm going to favor them here slightly. Sancho versus Scambammer. The Stabs versus AV7 again. I'm going to go ahead and give a slight advantage to Scambammer because he has a wonderful team and I really enjoy his time. And Feudal Effort versus a player named Gus. I'm going to go ahead and give the win to Lando here. Once again, due to circumstances beyond our control. Looking at the leaderboard, RK's in first. Lando's in a close second, along with Goat. Hikaru is solidly in fourth and tied with Scam. Sancho. So 4th through 6th is in a 3-way tie. And we got these two bringing up the rear with Slytherin and Werecaster. It's a little early to make prediction on who's going to make the cutoff, but I just wanted a quick dip into the leaderboard for you guys, and we are already spiking very, very hot. So with that being said, I love you guys, and remember, pandas never lose. We only win less.
Alright, well, thanks for submitting the video, Panda. I know you had a hard time with your rig. I know it's a hard life in the Panda Cartel. I know you guys are struggling. Anyway, when I mean struggling, I mean he's not smuggling bamboo across the border as fast as he thought he could. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Anyway, let's go over to the Tzeentch division, where I'm currently struggling with 3 others in this rocket fast-paced division.
All aboard to the greatest fly.
Hello coaches, and welcome back to the Tzeentch Division. I am your host, Scar, the resident Dark Knight of the Void, here to give you all that you need to know. We actually have quite a few games to go through, so yeah. Why don't we actually just skip all the nonsense and just get right down to the games. At the top of day 2, we have Bouncin' Beating the Lords of Action 3-1. Of course, I will always root for my Bretonnian brethren, but you can't win them all, right? Next up, we have the Chargers beating Tzeentch 1-0, and even managing to kill 2 of the blood sacks on the way. I love bloody games. Up next, we have Elite beating Luggage 3-1. No new bags to sell, though, but there is still plenty of games to go through. Up next, we have Real Dad beating the Underdogs 2-1. Not a surprising score for Dwarf versus Norse, but the fact that none of the Norse died is a little shocking, if it wasn't the Underdogs. Now for day 3, we have Bouncin' beating Tzeentch 2-1. Very, well, a lot of passing though. Next up, we have Elite beating Action 2-0, but not without losing one of the blood sacks again. Or maybe a vampire, I forgot which. You know, Bretonnians are a really, really hard team, I get it, but hopefully their luck will turn around. Next up, we have Sin City beating the Underdogs 2-1, but not without losing 2 orcs in the process, including the MVP, which is their star player. Oh, I wonder if the orcs will actually be able to recover from this one. Good job, Underdogs! Up next, we have Real Dad beating Luggage 2-0 and even has a new bag to sell. Oh, I love it when that happens. On to day 3, yes, 3, we have Real Dad beating Bouncin' 2-1, even killing one of the jumpy guys. Well, at least it was fun, right? Next up, we have the Underdogs tying with Luggage 1-1. Doesn't really look like anything super exciting happened in that game, but it is dwarves. You kind of have to expect it to be kind of boring. Up next, we have the Chargers beating the Elite 2-0. Not bad, considering it's a slow orc team versus a rather developed vampire team. And finishing up, we have Tzeentch beating Action 1-0. I can already see a pattern. Despite the Bretonnian team being so well developed, they just can't get the goals. Well, this is going quickly, isn't it? I think faster than the other divisions, honestly. Hopefully it evens out, so I still have something to report every week. But yeah, my favorite team is not doing as well as I expected them to, especially considering all their stat ups. I guess the Tzeentch division just is not the division you can predict. Whatever. I'll see you all next time, but until then, remember, win or lose, the Void always gets its revenge. Back to you, Cadet. And I do promise to record my stuff earlier next time. Promise.
See, I wasn't going to blame the late BBPN on you, Scar. But, hey, you submitted the video, so appreciate it. Without you, Panda, Ace, and the Scum, there is no BBPN. I'm just here to bullshit and throw dumb stuff on the screen like memes. And this next classic piece that I ran across. Oh, yeah, and we're going to go to the Scum and the Great Horn Rat division after it, too.
Guys, it's me, the Great Horn Rat, the fourth Chaos God. Just thought I'd pop in on y'all and spread the infectious joy of Great Horn Rat Day. Have a Great Horn Rat Day, everyone. Great Horn Rat Day is the best day of the year. But what about Slaneshmas? We only just started celebrating it last year. Slaneshmas is fucking good. Time to celebrate Great Horn Rat Day by eating the dead corpses of all the non-existent Chaos Gods. Do I have to? I'm a rat. No. Rat. Get back into it. Screaming rat. Merry Great Horn Rat Day. Whoop whoop.
Alright, so our lads have been hard at work. As you can see here in the Hooligan Division, there have been many matches here, both weeks 1 and 2, as you can see. The benefit of Mr. Kite took on the Dark Elves here. Kislev vs. Kerval, 2-1, hell of a battle there. Maximum Overdrive is trying to keep their house in order here, 2-0 over the Havling team. And Merrimack Unite, unfortunately the Pro Elves did take a wrong direction. Of course, that's what happens when the directions are supplied by the opposing team. It becomes a 2-0 win. Well done. You had to steal a win, didn't you? Week 2 here. As you can see, the benefits of Mr. Kite, the Kislev counter-offensive continues here. 1-0 versus the Pro Elves. A spectacular game indeed. Meanwhile, North Star Raiders cheat their way to a victory 2-1 versus the Havlings. Well, he's come here to try and prove something. I don't know what he's trying to prove. It's a pretty scary thought here. Some have actually said, it's basically this. But, that's what that coach's problem is. It's not my decision. And, of course, here, the Dark Elves come and get one back here against the Ogres, proving them, hey, might be a house. Someone's got to do the laundry. So, let's take a review here of the teams. Alright, here we go. Quick little review here. Let's start with everyone's favourite, Maximum Overdrive. So, more developments. It was a blistering battle on the field there, both games 1 and 2 here. As you can see, the team is continuing to build up. They're up to the 3 rerolls here, 6 fan factors. The fans are starting to show up. They've even got someone to tell him what the hell he's doing, and also to hand him his beer when he's actually a little bit busy yelling at his snotlings. Look at the crazy skills here. The damage has finally started here. Fortunately, I don't think he's too worried about it here. And of course, the incredible skill ups here of the Ogres continues to dominate, except against the Elves of all things. So, expect magical things here, as the next 2 matches coming up here should be absolute slaughter fests. Now, Let's look at the scumbags of the division here. You got it, the North Star Raiders. Well, anyway, a packet of crisps. The team has now found a way to develop and get strength upon strength upon strength here. Look at the crazy skills here. A bit more God is now starting to flourish on the team. They've even started to learn how to put the boots in here. 3 rerolls, an undeserved 8 fan factor. Who likes them? And they're going to keep on moving. Who knows? Maybe they're going to actually run into someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing. Let's pray for that day. Meanwhile, Merrimack United, the gallant survivors, are doing their bloody best. They really are trying. Let's take a good gander here at just how crazy this has really gotten here. Well, they're ready for a fight, that's for sure. But there's only so much you can do when over half your team on the field starting off is going to be loners. That's pretty grim indeed. The survivors, don't get me wrong, it's a good set of skills, but it's challenging this coach to the extreme limits of his skills. And as soon as something goes wrong, especially with the loners, what are you going to do? He's having to protect what he's got. 4 fan factor, 2 team rolls. You're not out of it, lad. Not by a long shot. But we'll really see. Meanwhile, you know, the tale of the tape just continues for this Aveling team. Let's take a look here after the misfortune of the previous game there. Yeah, once again, yeah, a fouled injury by a scum-sucking coach, and it continues on here. They still can't get skill-ups here. They still have useless trees all bloody game. 3 rerolls, and Apothecary, I don't know why he's there, and of course the fans have finally sort of deserted. Well, it's not surprising. I'm waiting for the day when this team actually gets an average dice roll array. But it's not going to happen this season, is it? I don't think it's ever going to happen. Meanwhile, the surprise team here in the Hooligan Division, well, it was predicted from last year what a team here can actually do. Let's take a look what the Sunshine Princess here can really, take off here. Yeah, that's exactly it. Thank you, Shia. You've got it summed up very nicely. Taking a peek, you can see he's had to continue the great rebuild, and now the players are starting to come back. He does have a smattering of crazy injuries, movement injuries, armor injuries, niggle injuries. But the team has shown it knows its business, and its coach knows its business. 3 rerolls, 6 fan factors. There's a lot of amazement he can do there, and now you can see what other crazy skills he's now started putting into the team. Piles of jump up. So just if you knock him down, he's right back into it. And as you can see on the broadcast, it's phenomenal what he'll press this team to do. Well, that's how you're going to win this division. You got to pressure and hope that Nuffle's not paying attention that day. And then, of course, there's these fine strapping lads. Remember when they came in? Survivors. Well, now the Survivors showing you absolutely what for. Taking a look up and down the team. Yeah, it's a bit shocking, isn't it? But they've been doing it. Amazing enough. He's keeping this one in the game because he's got a skill. Someday he might die, but until that day, he's going to keep doing his job. He's still got a level up to do here. More niggles, more misnext games have come in. But that's alright. These catches are phenomenal. The bear, good old sweet Paxton here, give him on the belly. 5 fan factor, 3 rerolls. It's been an impressive little drive indeed. Look at the leaderboard. Yes, you can see in here, the scumsuckers are on top in there. Well, as said before, it all comes down to just one thing and one thing only. Exactly. His day will come. Hopefully the police arrest him sometime soon. And then, of course, the benefit of Mr. Kite at Kislev Circus continues to impress you. 2 wins, but with that low TV, it might be amazing. They get a good matchup here with some good incentives, and they might be a wrecking crew indeed. Maximum Overdrive. Well, it's their house. Well, they're being challenged for it, and they're definitely finding out that since they've come back in the house, someone's been moving all the furniture around. The Dark Elves, of course, hot in the running, and then, of course, right there in the bottom there, you see it, the Halflings and the Pro Elves. They're not out of it yet. It's 2 games done. There's 3 left to go. Things might still shake up as the playoffs is, of course, they top 4 teams. So, we are going to see and watch just how crazy this all goes down. And it's going to be quite the day, isn't it?
Save us all some time and give up now. Good luck.
That sums it up, doesn't it?
So I just literally watched that whole thing through for the first time as I'm recording this, and that was actually the ending. I loved it. Yeah, that pretty much does. Yeah, great job, Scum, as always. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, guys. So, Great Horn Rat Day, yay! Great Horn Rat and Great Horn Rat Division. That is it for BBPN. Like I said, no ace in the Corn Division next time. Maybe he'll throw one up after I post this. I have no idea. If he does it before the weekend, then I will post it up immediately under the missing corn division on BBPN's page. Anyway, shit. You guys remember before where I was like the 25-minute was the record? Well, we just broke that at 21 minutes. All right, gents, see you next week. This is Cadet saying sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. But damn, stop being the shit out of my vamps.